A mirrorless camera has arrived. EOS M6. I haven't unboxed it yet, I'm just about to do that now. Getting started. All sorts of stuff here. That's the camera. And a few little bits and pieces. So we'll get straight to the heart of it, which is the camera. Now, do you see how small that is in the palm of my hand? It does the same job as a DSLR. A DSLR. Here we go. I'll just take the lens off one of these DSLRs so that you can see it without the lens at the moment. There you go. Can you see the difference in size? And this is not a bridge camera. It's not a small point and shoot camera. It's a proper camera that does everything a DSLR does. And look at the difference in size. The reason for that is that it is a mirrorless camera. And the housing does not have to hold the mirror, which is what that holds. And that's also what causes most of the noise. When you hear that clack when you press the shutter, that's the mirror turning over. This doesn't have that and is a lot quieter. So the first thing I want to do is to actually check the noise and compare them both at the same time. I'll do that right now. Okay, the DSLR. Oh, it might be a good idea to take that off and turn it on. Okay, the DSLR. Hear that? Now to do the other one, this one, it'll only work when I've got the lens on it. And I need to put the adapter on. That's this adapter, which I'll talk about later. I just want to compare the sounds first. So I'll put the adapter on and then the lens on and listen to the sound. This is it with the lens on, as you can see. This is it with the adapter on, which I will be talking about later. But as you can see, this adapter certainly does stick out and adds a fair bit to the size. Now, we put the lens on. It's a DSLR lens, but with the adapter it will go on. Thank goodness it did. This is the first time I've done it. Okay, now let's see what sort of sound it has. It's got a little squeak, do you hear it? I'm guessing I could probably get rid of that if I wanted to. Okay, the first thing I have to say is that in their DSLRs and in their bridge cameras, Canon lead the way, or are neck and neck with such as Nikon. DSLRs, and their bridge cameras such as this one here, which some of you will recognize because you have them, which is the PowerShot. For what it is, it's a magnificent camera, and it would be perhaps the best bridge camera on the market. A bridge camera bridges the gap between the small little pocket point and shoot cameras and these big DSLRs. I didn't pick up the big DSLR. I picked up the mirrorless camera and these big DSLRs. Okay, so the bridge camera. Unfortunately, it's not in the same world-leading class as Canon is in the other two. And I've read a few reasons why. The Olympus, for instance, the mirrorless Olympus, and I think the Fuji, I was reading, are the ones who are breaking new ground with mirrorless cameras. Whereas Canon, it's a great camera, I've read. I've only just opened it up, as you saw, so I haven't tried it. But I've read that it's a great camera, but it's nothing earth-shattering in that when the first bridge camera from Canon and the new model DSLRs come out, people go, wow, because it's all so new and so groundbreaking. Not so with their mirrorless cameras. And they need to be careful about that, because look what happened to Kodak when they just sat back on their heels. They went backwards, and they went, in fact, out of business. I believe they've been sold now to a creditor who's trying to revive the name Kodak. But they had some great cameras, and they let it all go because they didn't keep trying once the DSLRs came in. Now the reason, so I've read, that Canon are doing this and not trying with their mirrorless is that their sales for their DSLRs are so good that they don't want to put a dent in those sales by making their mirrorless cameras too groundbreaking, because they have a very loyal following, as do Nikon and a few others. And if the mirrorless were too good, people would get off these big ones and onto the small mirrorless, because the mirrorless are the future. So what they've done is to sell these adapters, which is what that is right in the center there, for which they're charging $200, which is gouging, I believe, so that people like me who want to go into mirrorless, or at least try mirrorless, and to have a whole range of Canon lenses, can do it and still use their lenses. So Canon don't make a big range of mirrorless lenses, unlike Olympus and the others, who have several types of lenses. Not Canon. I think they have a couple, but that's about it. But I have quite a few different lenses for birding. I have big telescopic lenses and I have wide angle lenses, and I can use them all with the mirrorless by using this adapter. Let's show you. This is the adapter here, this part. So I guess the next thing I have to do is to actually go out and put maybe that huge great birding lens on and go out and try it. And I'll let you know how I went. Bye now.